Yes, and we are back like never before.
Mm-hmm.
I am your host, Tete, and this is my illustrious co-host, Mr. Dilford, and we are the Ball and Knock podcast. And on your way in, guys, could you hit the like button? Could you share the video and also subscribe to us as we are trying to move forward, giving you the best quality content from a yard man's perspective.
True.
Yes, my friend. What go on? What go on?
Then boy, rough piece of week, boy. Man, I just
I can understand. I can understand. And folks, we're just going to start on a rather somber note. Um,
mm,
a couple of days ago, um, it was confirmed and very, very unfortunately that a very special player from a Liverpool standpoint and from a Portugal standpoint was involved in a very tragic accident himself along with his brother, and he unfortunately did not make it. And
mm,
I will allow Dilford to start first because he's representing the Liverpool and Liverpool fan base, and even himself just as a Liverpool fan. What do how do you feel about what has transpired?
bro, still in a shock, bro. I'm still in shock because to me, all right. It's not like we idolize players. It's just like we watch them on a daily basis,
Mm-hmm.
not knowing that they have regular lives as well. You understand? So when
Mm,
you hear things like this, it's just like this cannot be real. Maybe it's clickbait, or you understand what I mean. So
yeah, yeah,
then when them finally confirm it, it's just like, how would that happen? Like, you understand what I mean? Like, surely better precautions to take because he's not only like a human being, but he's also an asset to somebody, if you know what I mean. You
yeah,
understand? So maybe better precautions would have been taken there, but it still feel unreal that it's just like, bro, I don't know. Having Liverpool as a family club, then having a player die. I know, all right. Maybe we never did it for the Hillsborough accident, right? But this
mm,
certainly feels like that version of it. It's like the new version to that. You understand what I mean? Like him dying is just like Kobe Bryant dying in America, basically.
mm,
Okay, he's in a shockwave throughout football, not over just like in England or no, like over the world, bro. Like you can
yeah.
see like a global thing. You understand?
And
But you know that it's just still not settled yet. It's still not settled yet, but I
yeah,
hope for a little better thing. You know what I mean?
yeah, and to piggyback off of that is for all I've heard, and
Mm.
I've looked into it. It seemed like he's just a genuine human being, and
Yeah.
he was an inspiration to those younger, but also amongst his peers, he seemed to have a very strong character.
Yeah.
And I can take it a step further, like if you're not just looking amongst the Liverpool fan base, but going towards looking at his family. You have a mother lost two sons
In
and
one
three
shot.
kids,
In one
three
shot.
in one shot, and three kids lost their dad. You know, a wife lost her husband. It was a very tough thing to hear simply because it's I'll never downplay anyone losing their life, but it's a bit different if a player has stopped playing
And then
and
they said,
years
yeah.
after and then something happened. Because I remember when Antonio Reyes passed, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, for Arsenal, yeah.
And it was devastating to the fan base because he was a loved player. We all loved Reyes, and
But him
I
did
can
retire though.
understand. Hmm?
Him did retire though, right?
Yeah, and he was retired, and it still
Mm.
affected the fan base. So
Yeah.
now I can imagine Jota, because regardless of Jota being frustrating because of his injuries for
Mm.
Liverpool, nah, he was a player that bagged when he had the chance. He was a player that you guys relied on for his finishing. You guys relied on for his excellent play. He was a very good player. And
It's very clutch. Very,
being
very.
28, being 28 years old, for all intents and purposes, still having a lot ahead of him, I can understand it being very, very difficult for the fan base to even process, much less think about moving forward or think about the next steps ahead. And yeah, it put things into perspective of, life short, man.
Yeah,
Like you go your bed and one day and one night and the next morning you wake up, your life completely changed based on either somebody leaving, or I can't say a life change, especially if you gone, you just gone. You like we
yeah.
never know.
You can
Um,
get a second chance at a split second, bro.
yeah, man, and you never know what can happen. So it I'm not here to preach or be
Yeah,
this all high and mighty person, but it's important to tell that person, you know if you have words to say, express those things, because you never know. Because I'm sure, you know friends and family would have loved to have him and say another word to him, or be able to hear his voice or something like that. Like I was watching the Al Hilal match, and to see Ruben Neves and Joe Cancelo like that, I'm sure that
them just left the
I wish
international
that his brother
setup.
was still around.
Yeah,
Yes,
them
bro.
just left the international setup, and then
Yeah,
people not understand the connection with my Ruben Neves have. Them start the FC Porto Academy, right?
exactly.
Ruben Neves went to Wolves in the championship as a promising player, because I will never forget
Mhm.
that, because Ruben Neves me used to watch a long time for him
Yeah,
departed
yeah,
as a
yeah.
teenager. And then Jota follow him for some reason. Me did I wonder why them a do that, you understand? But
Mm.
and then I think them friendship just grow from FC Porto days and carry on into the Premier League also. So when him said Neves is best friend, I can understand. And from like the
Mhm.
reactions are like, yo, from them put up the dog picture in the Al Hilal game, dog, and then like, yo,
Yeah,
man, them start breakdown. Dog. Me I say, yo, this is not gonna be a good game for them, bro. Honestly,
yeah.
it's very
And
difficult. Dog.
I would have preferred them to
Cancel the game, bro.
cancel, postpone, do something. Give the man them time to grieve.
Dog.
But as you said, I think you said it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
It takes things like this to realize that we idolize these ballers, but they're humans, right?
Yeah, them
And
carry
they
activities, man.
and they carry pain, they carry frustration just as much. Now they're well paid,
Mm.
but there still has to be a human side to it. And I wasn't very pleased that the game had continued, especially that Al Hilal had a decent amount of Portuguese influence, with two of their best players being Portuguese and close friends with him. And
Yeah,
then I have to rate Neves, because Neves left the day after and carried him casket. And I think that just shows that he could have never performed at his optimum in that game, because his mind was there. But yeah, I just personally want to say, my heart goes out to the family, and my heart goes out to the fan base. Um, because even if we might say, oh, fans take things too seriously, no. If a player like that brings joy to millions of people, there is a connection that they will form with him. So
people are also underestimating his impact. He's not only a footballer; he's a member of the gaming community. Like,
yeah,
not
yeah,
just small member. He's a
yeah,
really, really big member of the gaming community. So
yeah,
it's not
yeah,
like his online persona is different from the player that you see. It's just like,
yeah.
yeah, we have a connection to Jota because we are also gamers as well. But he's
Mm-hmm.
also a real life footballer. So the game that we're playing, he's playing it in real life. So he's
Yeah,
just giving us our perspective. You understand what I mean? So he's
yeah,
living the dream that we want to live, and then just being
exactly.
the same guy that we are. You understand what I
Yeah.
mean? So I think that's a misunderstanding on everybody's part. But you also have to look into it like, yo, bro, it's just sudden. Even the pictures from funeral that where you see Jordan Henderson, you see James Milner, you have all these ex-Liverpool players. Even Kelleher just get a move the other day. Kwanzaa get a move the other day. Like, you'd I think they're more focused on like settling at them new club. No, it don't affect everybody. Trent couldn't even be
Mhm.
there that because him have a game the same day as him funeral. You understand what I
Yeah,
mean? Which
yeah.
which is unfortunate that you think they would have at least postponed the game, but I cannot understand preseason need to start and things like that.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
brother, I'm not expecting Liverpool to have a good season this year. I'm not.
You think so? I think the type of club you are, you guys rally
It's
around
it's
certain
a
things.
family club, but
It
see,
is. It is.
all right,
I
but
think maybe
my
with
club,
Klopp, and here's why. Before you go, but here's
yeah,
why I disagree. I think maybe with Klopp, it would have become too emotional because that's how he is. I
Yeah.
think Slot being a bit removed from the situation
Mm-hmm.
can allow you to channel the emotion along with a little bit of logic and stoicism.
Yeah,
And I
but
think that could help because the players can
mm,
have the emotion and the
yeah,
manager be the steel. And I think Klopp did that, not Klopp, I think Slot did a little bit of that last year
not
when
too
with
much
Klopp
though.
leaving and everyone was feeling, some type of way, the things
Mm,
with the transfer window with Trent and a lot of those things
yeah,
where the club could have been emotional, but Slot being the one pillar that
mm,
can say, I'm a bit removed from all this situation. I'm a bit removed from this. I am new here. I'll be the pillar. I'll be the pole, the standpoint. And then if you guys go off the rail, I'll pull you back in. And I think Liverpool is a club where the fans at Anfield, when they are emotional, is when Liverpool is at their best. And players, especially Van Dijk, ride the waves of that emotion.
no,
And when
All Liverpool players feed off the emotion.
is it?
All Liverpool players feed off the emotion.
Yeah.
This is why I say, like, just like Barcelona, just like AC Milan, just like
Mm,
in every country that there's a top league, you have a very tight knitted family club. You
yeah,
understand? So
yeah,
you'd have Liverpool as that, then you'd have like probably like Dortmund has that in Germany. You
yeah.
understand what I mean? So in every country you have basically that. But my standpoint is I don't feel like we are in a rush anymore to like let players go because of the emotional connection. I don't
Mm.
think Darwin Nunes leaves anymore. I don't think Luis Diaz leaves anymore. You understand what I mean? It's just because of the tight knit connection. I don't think we're gonna
Let's
complete
see.
this that needs to
Let's
be.
see. I think
That's what I'm saying. I
yeah,
want to see,
give your club a little more
but
credit in
knowing the
my
club,
opinion.
yeah, but knowing the club that like me just know them are gonna do like a
Mm,
sentimental connection, which I understand. But
mm.
them do a classy thing where them a go them cancel him and take him off for the squad roster, bro, so them can pay out him wife the remaining expenses,
Yes, I saw that, and
which
I
is
think
I
that was
really
very
like. And them are
yeah,
retired at number 20. Class
yeah,
move, dog.
yeah,
Class move,
yeah,
bro.
one
Class,
hundred percent, one
class.
hundred percent.
Bro,
I
like,
I saw that and I was like, that's good.
yeah,
That's what you need from an organization
yeah,
for
because
for
the
real.
petition, I think the petition got over what 10 billion signing
Mm,
to
yeah,
retire the 20,
yeah,
dog. As normally, see players' numbers get retired really quick like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Other than that guy at Real Madrid, I won't say his name. I don't know what Birmingham was thinking, but Jesus Christ. But we move on. You understand? You understand? But yeah, bro,
Yeah,
it's just a tragedy, dog.
it is, and it's the suddenness of it all. Who
Yeah,
it is, who it was to begin with, the manner it happened. It was it was just
one of the nicer
tough
people.
all around.
It's just always happened to the nicer people in the football. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's that's tough. That's tough, and as I said, to close off this particular segment with that,
Mm-hmm.
I just reach out to the family. I don't want to do the cliche thoughts and prayers, but in this case, yes,
Yeah,
thoughts, prayers, all the commiserations, all the well wishes, go out to them, but just not from us, but from the entire footballing world
yeah.
and the entire community, whether from rival fans, whether from fans of the club. You know, I'm sure the well wishes reach out to the family, especially to his wife and kids and his mother, again, who lost two sons at the same time. But yeah, it's one of those things. I don't. It's tough
Mm-hmm.
because I've never had to address something like this on a platform like this. But yeah,
Very
just
difficult, bro.
I just can
Very
only
difficult.
hope that they take steps to move forward, and they take steps to keep it going. And as I said,
Yeah,
thankfully, Liverpool has handled it the way it is to pave a way for his children to be taken care of going
yeah.
forward
Because
with that.
even his Adidas sponsorship, Adidas has like I think 3 years remaining of his contract,
Yeah,
and they're gonna pay out the food to his family also. So,
That's
but
that's
like
amazing news. That's
it's
amazing news.
all class moves, dog, and I
Yeah,
really like it,
yeah,
dog, because
yeah,
it's not like it's his fault. Because I read somewhere where it's just his injury just didn't allow him to fly. So
yeah.
like,
Oh,
yeah,
I believe so. I
dog,
believe
I'm like,
so.
yo, that shit unfortunate, bro.
I believe so.
But
He was a clinical ball. Him bury my side every time we played him.
bro, just like him, dog. Arsenal like a rest in peace, bro. Oh my god, man.
Him bury my side every time we played him.
Bro,
So
the man is an Arsenal sniper.
I tell you, man. I
Nah,
tell you.
the man terrorizing him for years, bro.
I'm
Yo,
telling you, bro.
the
I'm
man
telling you.
terrorizing
So
man for
yeah,
years. Dog.
so it's
Mm-hmm.
why it's one of those things. It's unfortunate, as I said before. But
Yeah.
um, so
Mhm.
if we're to turn our attentions to elsewhere in the Premier League, there was my club has had a rather interesting.
Second again, ole ole. Second again, second
Why?
again,
Why?
second again, ole
I
ole.
don't know. I don't know. Um,
What we
because
say, my friend?
so there's an elephant in the room with my club. I don't think we're
Great.
gonna spend too much time on that topic. But what I will do is that I will wait to hear all
Mm-hmm.
the facts on that topic of one individual who's no longer with the club, but who was with the club during a
Oh, Thomas.
period. Yes. So
Okay.
I will wait for the facts to come out before I make a judgment on the club. However, I'm not a fan of how it has been handled, although I understand legally there are
Yeah.
certain ramifications of why it had to be handled that way.
Mm-hmm.
But we will wait before I speak on it. I'm not the proudest Arsenal fan based on what has happened. However, from a legality standpoint, I have seen many different takes on it, and from a legality standpoint, I do understand how or why the club did certain things they did.
Mm-hmm.
However, from a moral standpoint, I wish it could have been handled differently. And I will not sit here and say I'm going back the club 100% in everything that they've done in that matter. However, I'm not going to start casting aspersions, and we have a Benjamin Mendy situation where his career was ruined based on accusations.
Yeah.
Now, if said individual is found to have committed all that he has committed, he needs to be buried under the full force of the law. It's simple as that.
Yeah.
And my club will look like we have eggs on our faces, and it would be a stain on our legacy. But we don't know all the facts. We
Yeah.
don't know what the verdict will be. So that is all I will say on that matter. I will address this probably in a month's time after the verdict and after that has happened, then we can revisit this. However, that's as far as I'll go. Go ahead, go ahead.
Dog, I've seen this too many times, dog. Like, this is the thing for me, right?
Careful, careful,
Yeah,
careful.
this is the thing for me, though. Like, we know about the charges for years. Why all of a sudden, as him get released from a contract from Arsenal,
Careful.
everything all right. I'm just see like
We,
see on phone drop.
we,
Like,
yeah. So we will, as I said, I get where you're coming from,
yeah,
but let us be respectful to the
the
let us
individual.
be respectful to the potential victims.
Mm-hmm.
Let us be respectful to everyone that is involved. Mr. Party himself, the
Mm-hmm.
victims. Let us be respectful and let us wait for what happens.
We
And
are
then
we are an inclusive show, so let's
yes, and then we go back and we can visit this once we hear the verdict because I see the train of thought
yeah,
that you're
yeah,
going
yeah.
with.
All right, all right.
However, if he has been proven to have committed the crime, then your train
Yeah,
of thought goes out the window. So
still not move still, but
I hear you, but let's wait and then we
all
get back
right.
to it.
Fear is fear.
Then a couple days after, probably a day or two after, as if Jota news wasn't terrible, as if number 5 Thomas Partey news wasn't terrible. It seems that my football club likes to partake in footsie. They likes to partake in bedroom bullying with the next club in London,
Chelsea.
the London Cowboys.
Chelsea,
Now, this
Chelsea,
entire
Chelsea,
window, this
Chelsea, Chelsea.
entire window, this entire window, we are
Yeah,
talking about left wing options and
yeah,
maybe a backup for Bukayo Saka.
yeah, bro.
However, we've spoken about having Ethan out there. We've
Mhm.
spoken about probably getting a Bakayoko from the French league. We've
Yeah,
spoken about maybe getting a Bakayoko from PSV. We've spoken about many different things. To
honestly,
my shock,
mhm.
I have learned that the player that we are looking at is none other than Madu Pele. Sorry, Nani Madueke.
The leader of Mandem FC in it.
Like, so are we suddenly raising
Yo,
are we suddenly raising the old Arsenal mantra of making Arsenal black again?
yes,
Is this what we're doing?
yes, I believe so. Yes,
Because
because why are you guys dumpster diving in Chelsea anyways, bro? Like, what is this dive? Why
from
are you guys dumpster diving? Yo,
from
no. Seriously, bro. Somebody needs to tell me. Is it what Chelsea have over Arsenal, bro?
bro, I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Like
It
what is the
it is
thought process?
baffling.
Peter Check, Willian, Gallas,
David Luiz,
David Luiz, bro. The list can go on and on, bro.
Jorginho, Havertz.
Jorginho wasn't bad.
No, no,
Jorginho wasn't bad.
there are two signings that we got from them that were okay.
Yeah,
David Luiz was okay. He was just in a terrible squad. He actually did okay, and we won a trophy with
yeah.
him. And Jorginho was okay. Like, but everything else was crap. Like, I'm
Havertz.
not no, I'm not one of those. I'm not one of those people that said Havertz was crap.
No, he
My
wasn't crap.
problem
He
was
wasn't
that
crap.
we
Let's
relied
be real. Him improve on that.
exactly, but my problem is that we relied on him too much, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And
The reliance on
but
Havertz is crazy.
exactly. So now, but this constant
Mhm.
need to pick up what Chelsea don't want is annoying, bro. Like,
Yo, I swear to God, bro,
um,
60 million for not the Madu, bro. You man are
bro,
a joke. This is the thing.
bro,
This is the thing. Chelsea have basically 10 wingers on them books, right? If we include man from Starsbourg, right? If you want to cover for Saka, if you're not gonna use Ethan in or if you think Ethan is better in the midfield, all right, cool. There's a player that plays for Starsbourg that's on Chelsea's book, Dylan Bakwa. Bro, that guy is amazing, bro.
as I
And then you
said,
have Bakayoko still. It's the same play style as Bukayo Saka. The mentality if you can take on players with back post. You understand what I mean? The link up play. It's the same mentality. What is Noni Madueke good at? What? He just a wanna be roadman, bro. That's it. Like you see him like toughen up himself and wearing a headband and shit. Like, yo, you're a roadman playing football, dog. Like, yo, come on, bro, chill out, dog. Like, you're not that guy from yo, this guy can't even lace Martinelli boots on a good day. You understand what I mean? So I don't understand the 60 million purchase, dog. I think that is just a waste of money, dog. Like, honestly. How are you gonna pay $60 million for Noni Madueke when you're trying
that's
to
my
improve?
problem. That is my
Why not
problem.
just hold out? Just hold out. Wait to
Thank
see how
you.
the Rodrigo situation and go on with.
Thank you very
Because
much.
this is my thing, Rodrigo, all right, Club World Cup. This is the first game Rodrigo played. Like yesterday.
No man, he played there's
No,
I think the
like
second match.
meaningful minutes. Meaningful
Oh, yeah.
minutes.
Hmm.
Yeah, even not have no effect on no other game. This is the
Yeah.
first meaningful minutes him get. And it's like Rodrigo's injured. Rodrigo's injury record is very, very good. You understand what I mean? But 60 million for Madueke when you were looking at Rodrigo? Bro, come on, dog.
But see, this is what I mean, right?
Yeah.
It's not that I don't like Madueke, right? Is that I don't like. Actually, yeah, I don't really rate him like that. But my
Yeah,
problem,
be real.
my problem is
Mm.
we know what our main targets are, and yes, I also believe that the order of which you get your targets doesn't necessarily mean that's the order of which that they're your priority, right?
Yeah.
I get that. However, we get Norgard because of the party issue. Fine. We get Kepa. I'm not mad at Kepa, right? Because it's a $5 million
It's a
backup.
backup. It's a backup
That's
option.
fine. Fine.
Mhm.
Right? It seems that Gyökeres is going to be over the line. Fine.
Yeah.
Now, Eze was what we said we're all intents and purposes going for. He should not be a priority left winger. He can play there, but he's
But
not a
it's not
left winger.
priority. But he can
Exactly.
play there if he needed to. Yeah.
So now Madueke, which came out of nowhere, which that's why I'm scared. Because when
Yeah.
you see transfers that come out of nowhere
It's
and
it's
gain
it's
traction
usually going
quickly,
through. Mhm.
chances are it's going to happen,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, because
So
remember the Florian Wirtz to Liverpool, he just come out of nowhere. Like nobody did expect
exactly,
that. Yeah.
exactly. So now Madueke, for a fee that is upwards of 50 million,
Stupid,
we
bro.
would have to sell both Trossard and Martinelli to maybe fund one of Eze or Rodrigo. And again, my problem with this Madueke deal, as you said, we could have waited. And here's why we could have waited. If we get Madueke now, imagine the pressure it's going to put on the club to then secure Rodrigo, which we're not going to be able to talk to Rodrigo technically until the Club World Cup done.
Yeah, I think when I jump the gun with the one.
Come on, fam.
And I
Come on.
jumped the gun with the one. This is
So
honestly jumping the gun.
here's me.
So now you guys are leaving the window open to another big club to go and sweep Rodrigo,
Thank you very much.
which in my
Bayern.
opinion, Arsenal was the perfect fit for him. In my
I think
opinion,
so
because
too.
I don't see him as a Pep type player. I don't see him as a Liverpool. Well, maybe as a Liverpool player, but
He could play Liverpool. Yeah.
you don't know we like the high flying gunman them. We don't like the look calm and dribble. No, high flying gunman. You understand what I mean? But like he's perfect for Arsenal because I see him as a Saka opposite, meaning like a right
Mm.
foot to a left foot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Like a
get you.
right foot to a left footer. So perfect like that still. So but yeah, like
For me, you see Madueke, you see if Madueke was a supplementary piece, so we get for maybe a 35, 25
mhm.
million, and we get him on top, or we get him in addition to Eze, in addition to Rodrigo, in addition to Gyökeres, so
Yeah.
he's the fourth attacker. I think that's a perfect window attacking wise, because then we know then he is support for both the left wing and the right wing. And as a
But,
support player,
mm.
fine, because we don't need Saka playing 60 games again. We just don't. Especially coming off a major hamstring injury. We don't
But
need him to
like,
be
would I
playing.
like to give him? Me I be really honest, dog. Like,
Mm.
if the Madueke deal got you, it just further my notion that Saka is not gonna have a full season this season. I really
Full
don't.
season? What do you mean?
Like the hamstring injury, him really push it to come back in a but me think them
Yeah,
like
so
I take me think them a take a precaution with him. If them push
yes,
forward
I
the
agree.
Madueke thing, yeah, like, I think like them a hope say yo Saka have a full season, but them just want to have a backup just in case.
No, but this is what I mean,
But
right?
that being said, what me I say that being
Mm.
said, Madueke is not the option, bro. Why not just give Ethan the chance? The kid prove himself
So,
over and over
so
and
this
over.
is this is where no, I think
Mm,
the only way that this makes sense, and I'm seeing how because apparently we're still trying to keep Ethan, right?
yeah.
So the only way this is
Oh,
making
so
sense,
the Chelsea links no
that was
suspicion.
a lot of them are saying it's rubbish because it's the
Mm.
six he has the same agent as Saka, and it was the same thing with Saka. So this agent does stuff like this to further along the deal and to get more
Oh,
money out of it to make things quicker. He is his agent is a nightmare to deal with, I've heard. So
oh,
I'm not as concerned about Ethan going the next way. It's possible, of course, but I'm not as concerned. Here's how this makes sense with all of these is if Arteta is going to change the way we attack. So different pieces are going to be in different areas. What the Madueke deal means is we don't get Eze. But if we do get Eze, we're going to have to attack differently because he might go with 2 attacking 8s.
Yeah.
If he does that, he might go with a not 2 striker, but basically a formation where Jokeris and another attacker play off each other. So maybe Eze goes up there, maybe you have Jokeris and Havertz, and then you have Eze on the wing, then maybe you have Rodrigo. I don't know when we're going to do it. But if we get 4 attackers, which I'll be over the moon about.
Yeah.
We know then Ethan is only going to play in Odegaard's role. And I say only, but he's mainly going to play in Odegaard's role. And Eze, people are saying that Eze would replace Odegaard. What I would think Eze is going to play in the left attacking spaces, which would mean that Rice becomes more of
a holding player.
Rice becomes more of a 6 and at times play the 8. Eze would do the 8 role. But again, I'm just guessing because a lot of these pieces
it's not a bad go ahead idea though.
Yeah, but and a lot of these pieces I don't quite know how they're going to fit, but that's how I'm trying to make it fit in my head, right? So
to me it's like the old Barcelona way would fit Arsenal system, especially with the players you guys are linked to. The old Barcelona system where Declan Rice would probably play the 6, but like you have Gabriel and you have Saliba. Let's be honest. Them basically can play right centre back, left centre back. They can play in a 3. Them that quick. You understand? If you have Rice kind of like sitting right in front of them and at times turn Rice into like the central centre back and turn it into a back 3, you have very good fullbacks that can invert. It's not like you have very rapid fullbacks, but you have Timber and you have Miles where you say when them invert a problem. Let's be real. When them invert a problem. So if you then have an attacking force of Eze on one side or the guard on one side, you have, bro, I don't even know who your left wing are going to be next season, but it looks like you have Joker as a striker and Saka on the right wing. Bro, that's a very terrifying attack.
Yeah, it looks potent. It looks potent.
It really does. But the fact that we can't identify who to play the left wing is a big fucking problem to me, dog. And then no. You have to bring in Jokeris. What the fuck Havertz going to go?
I'm fine with that.
No, me not say you're not fine with that, But this are the thing. The amount of money and the money we're in dip on. You understand? To me, it look like Bertha want to get rid of him.
But that's what I'm saying. That's fine. It's an expensive mistake. And if he's sold next year, I'm fine with that as well. So
because
we can't keep doing the whole where this player going to play unless they're young. Havertz is not young, right? So if everybody in Arsenal and everybody in the world realize that Havertz was a waste of money, then we can't get upset if we realize we're going to rectify that mistake there.
Yeah.
So it's just that simple. So my opinion, why Mikel likes Havertz is Havertz will then just play where Mikel says he's supposed to play. If Havertz will play left back, and I think he's that type of personality. If Mikel say Havertz I go play left back the match, him not go complain about him just go play.
He won't complain, dog, and that's just his personality, dog. Like.
And which is why I don't think there'll be a force to have Havertz out the club simply because if Mikel say Havertz I go play centre mid all season, Havertz I go say alright, no problem. Alright, I'm gonna say you go play left back so we can make Calafiori play centre back for Gabriel some minutes off, and then Miles have played too much game time even at his young age, so you are gonna play fill in for left back. I'm not saying this is going to happen, folks, but I'm saying
you just have to put some things out there.
Havertz would say, "Okay, boss, I'll do it." I think that's the type of ball.
Because he did do it for Germany before.
He did exactly. So I feel that's why. We might sell him, but I feel that's why I don't think he will pose a problem this season.
No, he won't.
So that's why I'm not worried about Havertz. I'm not.
I think
Who
the
I'm
only
worried
players
about
that
is
will cause
Ethan.
problem. Ethan, yeah.
Yeah, Ethan I'm worried about. And the
This is the
problem
thing.
is, and I saw a stat. Hold on, before you go, I saw a stat
Yeah.
where people are saying Ethan should have get more game minutes. Do you know that I think it's Connor Bradley, Miles Lewis Kelly, and I think one other baller are the only players in the league under 21 that played more minutes than Ethan. Well, in the top
Bro,
six. He
this
play over
is what I was
17
gonna say.
minutes and had 37 appearances. The
This
man
is
play
what I was
game.
gonna say, right? Sometimes we understand young players have talent. Not everybody gonna be a Lamine Yamal where
Thank
and
you very much.
let's be real. Barcelona stumble on this Lamine Yamal thing. As in
Yep,
like
I
him
agree.
being a starter and being this good. Nobody expected Lamine to be this good. You see
I
me?
agree.
He's a good player, but nobody really expect him to be on the level yet. You understand? But
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
we get it. Ethan is of a similar ilk to maybe like a Harvey Elliott. Bro, Harvey Elliott is really good,
Yeah,
But as
he's good.
how many games has Harvey Elliott played for Liverpool? Has he played consistently? No.
Thank you.
He had to relax, learn your craft, and just understand. Say, yo, you're a youth. You understand? You
Mm-hmm,
develop. This is
mm-hmm,
what you do. If
mm-hmm.
Ethan wants to push for a move to get game time, so be it. Go ahead,
Remember, remember as well, Ethan also had a hamstring injury,
bro. Bro, come on,
Ethan
man.
had that Brighton game where him score and then him
And then
take
he
him out
injured.
half time. It's a
Yeah.
hamstring injury him getting him. I
I
So
remember the game because I remember some Arsenal fans are like, "Yo, what is Arteta doing?" Da, da, da.
yeah,
I'm like, "Yo,
exactly.
he's a kid. Like, relax, bro.
Thank
Like,
you
he's
very
a
much.
kid. Like, he's just calm. Just keep calm." This
Thank
is
you
why
very much.
this is why I love Jurgen Klopp as a coach because Pep don't play this foolishness. Pep don't play this foolishness. Pep will play 5 30-year-old before him play one teenager over anybody else. You understand? Not to say the teenager them won't get them chance, but you have to learn your craft first.
Yeah,
And at this, me
him do
don't
it
play
with Foden.
bro. When Jurgen Klopp say, "All right, Curtis Jones come in, Joe Gomez come in," you understand? Him have all of
Mm-hmm,
them young gun and him say, "All right, Kwanzaa, you look decent this season. Cool, we work with you." You
mm-hmm.
him now, yo, all right, you start every game from now on. No, sometimes you play, sometimes you don't play. Sometimes you're
Yeah,
in the squad,
yeah,
sometimes you don't in the squad.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
you're not dip on the level of the star man them. You understand? You're not
Agreed.
at that level. So all you need to do, you just understand, say, all right, I'm in the thoughts of the manager, so
Mm-hmm,
let me keep working.
mm-hmm,
Ethan no, he strikes me as the type that he will want to learn his craft. But at the
mm-hmm.
same time, your fans don't make it no better, bro. Because if he's seen online
Agreed.
that, oh, yo,
100%.
he should be the backup to Saka. Like
Mm-hmm.
if it, I'm looking at it from my perspective. If I'm a teenager and I see online that, oh, the fans think I'm like the next in line to Bukayo Saka, you as a manager can't tell me nothing, bro. You cannot tell me anything, bro. I basically deserve to start. Like anything after Saka should be me. And if
mm,
anything after Saka is not me, I'm kicking up a fuss, bro. And then like
but
you're saying that his agent is a problem. Let's be real. Some agent can be a pain in the ass, bro.
mm-hmm,
Let's be real, bro. Like
mm-hmm.
honestly, but I just still think it's too early for this Ethan Inwari talk, bro. Like
I agree.
Arsenal is like in the final stages of them projects of the project. You understand? So
Yeah, yeah.
pushing for the title, Ethan should not be a priority right now.
I agree.
Let's
I
be real.
agree. I
Miles
agree.
Miles is Miles is different. You understand
Yeah,
what I mean? Miles is different.
and it's the thing with Miles too. Miles is
Mhm.
not fighting against a Saka-esque stature of player in his position.
Bro, he's
It's
fighting
not.
against Calafiori and Zinchenko and them.
Thank you very much.
Come on, bro. It's
So
not really much
it's
of a competition.
exactly. So
Yeah.
if let's say if Miles was going up against an Alfonso Davis or he's going up against a Prime Robertson, Miles not playing that amount of game
Probably the
time.
Blackburn next season.
So Miles not playing that amount of game time, and
No.
people refuse to realize that. So,
So
but
this is what I'm saying. Like the need. All right, this is just the need for it. You understand?
mm,
Bro, I remember Conor Bradley coming through. I was watching Conor Bradley at Bolton the season before him come back to Liverpool, where I think him win the Johnson Payne Trophy.
mhm,
Oh, he was playing right wing back. He was amazing. And then Klopp said, you know what, you're not going on loan again. You're my guy. You understand? Because
mhm,
even Pep Linders right with their Man City right now. Pep say, yo, him a beef with Klopp for me Conor Bradley stay. You understand?
mhm,
So I say, all right, cool. You know what, no problem. But like young players, dog, you want to give them a chance. But
Yeah,
sometimes them ego get too big for the occasion. Because
agreed.
if your
Agreed.
position is not in need at the moment, Miles now fight with nobody for the left back. Lamine Yamal now fight with nobody for the right wing. Right?
Mm,
You have teenage players that are of use to the manager, dog, in certain positions.
yeah.
Ethan just have to just understand, say, yo, you have fight with Saka, you have fight with Martinelli, you have Jesus can play there, you have Trossard can play there. You are 17. Relax. 1 next 2 year, learn your craft, keep on doing your little magic
He'll be
here.
there. He will
Yeah,
be there. He will
guaranteed
be
that
there.
you will get a chance.
He will be
Guaranteed, bro.
there.
Yeah.
But
Even if you want to take a loan, bro, just take a loan and go brighten for your season. Like, come on, bro. What
facts,
worse can happen?
facts.
Yeah, dog. Like, come on, dog. Like, just go somewhere, prove yourself. Like, 'cause look on Hurricane. Hurricane went for like 4 or 5 loan
Yeah, yeah,
before him get a chance. Look, one of
yeah.
the world greatest striker. But that's what
Thank you
it
very
is.
much. But
Mm.
we have come to the conclusion of episode, what is 10? 10? Episode 10?
10, 10.
Episode 10 of the Ball and Up podcast. Double figures. Look at that. The
Yeah.
journey has just begun and we've already hit double figures in episodes. But thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys for being with us. Thank you for all the support. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just remember, look at the banner going along below. Hit the
Just,
like
just,
button.
just follow the line, people. Just follow the line. Just read, hit
Hit
the
the
like,
like button.
share, and
Share the
subscribe.
video and
Yeah.
subscribe to the channel.
No
And
pun intended.
along
When
with
we say hit the
myself,
line, we don't talk about, yeah, no
God, God,
powder. We
God.
just,
Hit the like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. And you know what it is? We are out.